Oh, hey y'all. It's your friend, the lady Ms. Vagina Jenkins, and I'm back from a hiatus with another anxious, autistic adventure. Let's get into it. So, those of y'all that might not be familiar with the concept, anxious autistic adventures are my attempt to kind of stretch my comfort zone as a deeply anxious autistic person. It takes a lot for me to go on new adventures, no matter how small they are. And so, a lot of my anxiety is rooted in not feeling like I have control. And so, my idea about anxious autistic adventures is to find what my therapist calls the locus of control, find the areas that I can have some feeling of agency and autonomy around to help alleviate some of my anxiety as it relates to being out on the world, stretching out of my comfort zone, experiencing new things as a solo person. It has been quite some time since the last anxious autistic adventure, partially because of money, partially because of mental health. But I'm back at it, and this month's adventure is dun, 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 Oakland's historic Art Deco theater, the Paramount. Let me show you what it looks like. This is the historic Paramount Theater. I have double checked that there are bus routes that can get me there early on a weekend morning, and so that is anxiety alleviating. And it looks like I don't have to do much walking, so that's good too. Yeah. So this is my outfit laid out on my messy bed. Excuse that. First and foremost, here are the sneakers. Just a little white Adidas thing. Most of these things came from the Salvation Army in downtown Oakland. I need to clean the midsole before tomorrow, but yeah. Accessories wise, I'm going with this purse that said it was Vince Camuto brand. I'm not quite sure what that means, but it's a nice leather bag, and my water bottle fits in there. That's what that big lump is. Other accessories, gonna wear these bracelets. Nice. Nice. You know how they say, oh, you should, once you're completely dressed and accessorized, before you leave your house, take off one thing. If I'm going to take off one thing, it's going to be this bracelet, I think. I don't know. We'll see how I feel tomorrow. And I don't really necessarily abide by that rule, but sometimes when I'm anxious, extra accessories on my body feel overstimulating. So for that reason, I might take off one thing, and if I do, maybe this one, but it'll definitely be one of the bracelets. This is one of my favorite necklaces. Lovely, lots of color. The shirt is like a cropped thing with this sort of tie in the front that gives it a nice shape, and it's kind of a, more bodycon silhouette. To contrast against these very, very blousy parachute pants, and they have like this kind of point at the hip. So yeah, that's the fit, and I'll do another fit check once I'm dressed in the morning. Fit check, fit check. I changed my glasses. I did a little makeup. I did an eyebrow concealer, dark green eyeliner. Yeah, let's get into the fit. Yeah. Okay. A little crop on the shirt. If I feel uncomfortable, I'll go like that. That'll be great. Necklace. one bracelet, I decided to get rid of the other one. I knew I was going to do that. Little pompadour. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, so this is the fit. So, a thing that I like to do when I'm feeling a little anxious is talk all of the anxieties out loud. Sometimes it helps. So, one thing I'm anxious about is the fact that I am sweating right now. And, you know, by the time I walk to the venue, and I'm outside in the hot sun, will I be even sweatier? What will people think about that? Will they think that I am duplicitous? Will they try and criminalize me? Will they call the cops? Will I die? That's one thing. I'm anxious about time, but it's still 20 minutes before I told myself that I needed to leave. What else am I anxious about? Oh, I'm moderately anxious about my belly being out and that people will look at me weird. But honestly, people always look at me weird anyway, so being fat and black and a weirdo is a special combination. What else am I anxious about? Oh, okay. So I didn't talk about this before, but the reason I decided to do this tour is because the place that I volunteer at, one of the volunteers there is this older white woman named Diane, and she's like, "Oh, I also volunteer at the Paramount Theater, and you should come take a tour." And so I'm going to take that tour, and I know that she will be there, and I hope that she doesn't talk my ear off. I hope that I can just enjoy the tour and not have to like owe her social communication. What else? Oh, this is not an anxiety, but a little bit of a sadness. I wanted to bring my, what I call my fancy camera, you know, my DSLR, and I'm not going to bring it because theft is high in Oakland, and my DSLR is how I make a living. And so I'm just gonna hope that this cell phone quality is fine. Other anxieties. Come on, get them all out. Get them all out. I'm anxious that people will think that I'm not as well dressed as they are. But that's a lie. Because I am serving. What else? I'm a little bit anxious about money. Like, what if I go there and I find out that the tour price has been changed from $10 to $100, $100 million. I can't afford that. Okay, I think I got them all out. That's all of the anxieties right now. Let's go. Let's go. But mostly those anxieties are small. As you can see from like the smile and my jovial mood and the fact that I'm not crying, because I usually am crying if I'm very, very anxious. I feel pretty prepared and mostly curious. Oh, another anxiety is that I will be too old. The tour is supposed to be 90 minutes, and what if I'm too old and out of shape for it? But yeah, I'm mostly just curious to see what happens. So I guess let's go and let's find out.
And it's repeated. This is technically the third carpet, same design from the beginning. Crestwood is the name of the design. It's the Alexander Smith Carpet Mill on the East Coast. The first carpet, of course, was put in 1931. The second carpet was in 1973 during the restoration. And this carpet you see below you now was put in 2006.
Aside from that, those three women's guild women who raised $1.5 million to refurbish this, but a lot of them. Okay, making me nervous. Okay, let's come in here. So this is, let's see, this is the women's lounges are always more
luxurious, more gorgeous. These are not the original seats, but they are in the original configuration. In other words, same width, same distance between the rows. The only thing that is original up here are the end caps, where you see the lights shining down onto the carpet. Those are original. The design. And also, when we go into a place. And there's lots of really cool stuff in there. What did our parents tell us?
Don't touch.
Don't touch. And I mean that, don't touch. We're not going to touch the sample of the curtain that you're going to be able to see, because if you touch it, you're going to put your oils on it, and that's not good. So don't touch it, don't get me in trouble. It was covered when we got here today. I uncovered it so you could see it.
So it'll only be his fingerprints on there, not yours.
No, I uncovered it. I didn't touch it. I uncovered the plastic. I didn't touch it. But yeah, watch your step. What you're going to see is some of these amazing light fixtures are being brought down to clean. So you're going to see some stuff I've never seen. Like I said,
we're all under there gooing and on.
Yeah, we're weird. But so come on, let's go. That's an original, but that's a small one. The ones upstairs are like twice that size. On the back wall is a special effects projector. They used to use that when the curtain was down and they wanted like stars and moons to kind of go on the curtain. Big giant star dressing rooms. Because we do get our stars here still, so it's kind of neat.
Just saw Florence Henderson photo. So
Florence Henderson, don't get much better than that. Any questions about? This is the green room. So this is the room you'd be in as you're waiting to go on stage. And then, of course, it's a straight shot, as you know, to the stage from here, back through these doors and upstairs, all the dressing rooms. And architect. He designed about 13 theaters in the Bay Area, including in Central Valley. His first theater was the Castro. This was basically his masterpiece, the Paramount. And he died tragically young in 1946 at the age of 54. All right, y'all. I am back home and feeling really glad that I went on that tour. It was everything. It was so beautiful. And, you know, I only just recently, like in the last couple years, have gotten into historic tours. And I now understand what it is that I like so much about them. It is the beauty. Yeah, touring historic homes, gardens,
uh, businesses, theater spaces, all of it, you get a sense of how design and beauty were so crucial to everyday life and incorporated in everyday life in a way that they are not now. Not to go too deep into it, but there's a lot of theory right now in the design world about how we are losing color. Like all the walls are becoming agreeable gray. Um, and it seems to me that yes, that is true, but it seems like we're also losing design. Everything has been pared down and simplified for, cost cutting measures for capitalism. Um, and that is not the way things were before. Things were so ornate, and I think that it's considered like fussy and old timey to have that sense of beauty, but I really, really appreciate it. Okay, so some of the anxieties that I named, I can't remember all of them. I remember being anxious about time. I got out of here just in time and it was fine. I ended up taking the bus so I wouldn't be sweaty, but then I walked back home. I don't know if I named it, but I was anxious about it being a 90-minute tour and if I could physically handle that. But there were places to sit throughout because, once again, everything wasn't rush, 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 go, go, go. Let's be mean to homeless people. So there were actually lots of benches around and chairs and things like that. What else? I don't know if I named as a fear like the who all gonna be there type vibes. It was, in fact, all white folks. The majority of the folks were white men, and I got the impression that they were white gay cis men. Though there was one small family, like a husband, wife, and a kid that came through, and they were all masked. Me and that family were the only people that were masked, and that actually felt good to be in community with other masked people. What else? I can't remember any of the anxieties that had named. Oh, I wasn't all sweaty when I got there, so I didn't have to worry about being perceived as suspicious, being criminalized, being arrested, or killed by the cops. Yeah, I can't remember any of the other anxieties that I specifically named, but yeah, it was a really good time. I really loved that tour. Damn. I regret not going sooner. And I think I say that about every historical tour that I go on. Like, why did it take me so long? But I made it today, and the Paramount Theater tour was perfect. If you are in the Bay Area, in Oakland in particular, please do yourself a favor and go. It is on Saturdays, not every Saturday, but quite a few Saturdays, 10 a.m. It's $10 via card, not by cash. And yeah, 90-minute tour. It is a walking tour with stairs, so it's not accessible. But it's absolutely worth it. It's gorgeous. All right, that is everything that I have to say about this month's or this particular anxious autistic adventure. I hope to do more of these. I really wanted them to be a monthly thing, but I don't know if I have capacity for that. So I'll see you the next time I do have capacity. Take good care of your anxious autistic self, and I'll see you next time. Bye.